Oh yeah, welcome to the Intuitive Empire. I'm your host, Jaya Rose, and we can finally get started because you are here. And if you are ready to energetically align with your desires, own your innate magic, and step powerfully into your spiritual leadership, well, love, you're in the right place. Let's do the damn thing already. Hello, welcome back to the Intuitive Empire. Today, I am sharing a live video recording that I did last week. And I think it was called something like Content Marketing with the Boom Shaka Laka. The Boom Shaka Shaka. And I did it because I was really passionate about sharing what's been working for me. I know I've talked about this a number of times, but maybe not so much on the podcast, that I started doing Facebook ads. I've been doing them for about 6 weeks, and it's been a big endeavor, a big financial investment, and a lot of time and energy because you have to go with the flow and do what works. And you don't know what's going to work until you've done a bunch of things that don't work. And it's crazy. And I've definitely had ups and downs, and I could actually do a whole nother podcast on that if you'd like. So DM me on Instagram, the Jaya Rose, and tell me that you're interested in hearing about that. Maybe that's your next level or you're doing it and you want to know more, but it's been a wild ride. That is for sure. And I did this Facebook Live, because I was just really excited about some things that have really been working for me. So I wanted to share what those things are with you. And the Facebook Live is just really good. I definitely go off on a little rant about feminine and masculine energies and what I believe the new leadership is really looking like. I think there's, it's obviously a whole new paradigm of leadership, and I talk about that. It's really good. And on that note, I am dropping a brand new freebie today, a new masterclass. So this is a bit of a short podcast. So you're going to have plenty of time to do some more content today. And if you want to download my brand new masterclass called 5 Key Steps to Embodied Leadership and Soulful Visibility, it's a masterclass. You'll get it right away, access to it immediately after you put your email in. It's so freaking good. I will drop the link below. If for some reason you can't access it, DM me on Instagram and I'll grab the link for you. Literally dropping it today, dropping it like it's hot. And I would love to know what you think if you listen to it. So check out this live. It's juicy, fun. And, it is a Facebook Live, so I do talk to people a little bit. But my beautiful husband, who edits this podcast for us, is going to do his best to cut that out, okay? And I hope you love it. Let me know, okay? I would love to know, and I hope you are having a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Woo! The sun in Portland is a seriously magical thing. All right, I want to chat with you about content creation and content marketing. And I never talk about content marketing, but I'm not really going to talk about it. It's kind of a psych out. I'm going to talk about the boom, boom, shaka, because that's more my thing. But it's amazing how the two things are married. So update on the whole Facebook ad scene. I know I haven't talked in like 2 weeks or something about it, but I was talking about it a lot before that. So I want to catch you guys up on, how's it going? And it's so wild. It's literally like, if you want to create momentum, do big, scary things that cost a lot of money, because that really helps create the momentum. Two things I feel like in the last few weeks have just felt so magnetic, and so much abundance, and so many people are coming into my world and signing up for EMBODY and signing up one-on-one, and it's just, wow, it's fucking awesome. It's awesome. And I also know that more is more. More is more. So my nervous system is like, well, girl, that's a lot. That's a lot. And so you probably hear people talk about this all the time. You probably talk about it, just like the expansion and what it takes to really hold it. And so that I've been doing, but I've also really been working on allowing it in. And I feel like I was really ready for this. And I want to tell you about what I did to get ready, because it's actually why I created the Embody program. The Embody program is all about the foundation for real leadership and stepping up all the way, like whatever the call, answer it. Whatever the call, answer it, no matter how big and scary. So the two things I feel like that have been really amazing for my personality is the type that played very, very small for like 36 years or however long I was in. Yeah, always, really. Just feeling like afraid of not being right and afraid of not knowing what it was going to be like. So the two things are doing something big and scary, really big and scary, and paying a lot of money. That's for sure. For me, I'm like, okay, that shit works. Motivated to do what it takes to really like get out of my own way and show up every day. And one other thing it's really done is allowed my intuition and my creativity to flow like a water fountain. And it's amazing because even in the last 2 days, I've had these 2 downloads for things that are so aligned and feel so good and juicy. And I feel like it's because of these 2 things. It's because of the taking the big leap and like not having the wings and knowing that I'm going to learn to fly and really being in that space, because that's so motivating. And then the other piece is actually having the time and space to take action on your intuition. Because I didn't used to have my business set up quite like this, where now everything is from intuition. And if the creativity isn't flowing, then I'm not putting stuff out and I'm not trying to force anything and I'm not creating that much. But that doesn't happen that often because I've set my life up in such a way that honors my intuition and my creativity. And I will tell you that it really pays off in business. It's incredible because having the ability to just like get a download and be like, damn, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that and get everything done in one day, like set up the lead pages and set up the opt-in and the messenger bot and like come up with the messaging around it. And then boom, this thing is out into the world. And something I posted yesterday, I was really feeling into about how I'm just noticing that the core desire I have, it just keeps coming to me in this way, is I just want to do my work in the world. I want to do my work in the world, and I want to take my abilities, natural abilities, magic skills, and purpose to help other women do the same thing. And it's so simple, it's so simple. It's like, what do you need to do to honor your magic and honor what you're here to do and to do that work in the world? What is that work in the world? And how, like, what is the lifestyle that's going to help you co-create that? And then what do you need to commit to? It's like, so it's 3 things, but this is the recipe that is so incredibly simple, and you don't need a cookie cutter formula. Maybe it's scarier. I don't know. But I do know that the new paradigm is calling for this, that the old way of being is not working, and that as we surrender to the way it is, we must rise to this level. This is how I feel. It's like rising to this level where the inner game and the intuition and how you feel is the most paid attention to, the most focused on thing, and then trusting that that's going to ignite the creativity, going to ignite the intuition. And if you're all in, like if you're all in and you are devoted to taking the action on those intuitive hits, you can create an intuitive empire easily. Like easily. It can be easy. But those things aren't that easy, right? Those things aren't that easy. A lot of people would be very uncomfortable with the type of financial pressure that I put on myself. And so maybe that would stop you or somebody. Another piece is, if you don't have to take really good care of yourself, what I've seen is that a lot of people don't take really good care of themselves. They're not going to die. So I'm going to die if I don't take good care of myself. I'm like allergic to stress. feel everything, I think, at least like 5 times more than other people. That's like what I would guess, just from observing other people and how they tend to feel stuff. Like, I get a 5+ on that, okay? And so it takes a lot to manage the inner world. It takes a lot to manage the inner world, and I include my physical body as that inner world versus like the action being taken on my business or the visibility or the content or the social media. And I just think that, like, if you aren't somebody who has had to do that, then you have to learn it from scratch. And I think that's totally fine, but I would recommend learning it from scratch. It's kind of part of what I teach in Embody, although nobody is coming from scratch who usually works with me, because nobody's like, I'm going to go full into my intuition and build an intuitive empire on my gifts, like on my sacred gifts, unless they've done some work, right? Like, that's not the first step usually. So you guys, let me know if you can relate to this, if you are a sensitive like me. And I really feel dedicated to showing that it is possible. It is possible to be sensitive as fuck, highly sensitive, not emotionally sensitive necessarily, but have a hyperactive, or I like to say like highly engaged nervous system. You know, you can have that, and a working marriage and a good relationship with kids and a healthy body and be spiritually fit. All of it. We can definitely have all of it, but it takes flipping the amount of time that we spend feeling guilty that we aren't taking care of other people, being tied into other people's stories, thinking that what they think of our lives is more important than what we know about our lives. A lot of these things will get in the way. And we're being called to do it a different way. And there is no leadership before us. Like, I just want you to get this for a second. Okay. Just breathe this in with me for a second. Seriously, let's breathe. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones who have been chosen. It is our time. It is our era. The generations before us have done what they can. They have paved the way, and it is our turn to decide what will be taken into the new paradigm. It is our job. It's nobody else's job. And it's time to rise. It's time to rise into that. It's what it's like. It's what we're being called to do. I really feel like we need to all simplify things. And this whole like way that internet marketing has been done complicates things, because you get so much resistance to doing them that then everything is fucking complicated. And there is a way to not have the resistance overcome everything and also rise really quickly into that leadership that you're meant to be in. But it takes so much more. It takes so much more sacred self-care, so much more focus on how you feel and in every moment, and being in the intuition, and simultaneously not being flaky and not losing sight of the action that needs to be taken to run an empire, to be the boss, to be the change maker, to be the leader, to be the one who is creating this new paradigm, who is on the motherfucking front lines. On the front lines. Like, what does it take to be on the front line? It takes showing up really powerfully when you show up. And one of the things about being visible online and sharing is that I feel like it needs to fill something in you. Like, it fills something in me to show up and share. And I have a Leo rising, and I love the stage. I've been on the stage since I started on the stage like when I was 22. So it's actually exactly 20 years. I started with belly dancing, and then went into like reggae dancing, and speaking has been something that has been so powerful for really transforming how I feel about my message and about my worth in this world, truly. About just owning the throat chakra and knowing that it's so powerful beyond just like my sacral and my creation. Like, yay, I'm a mom. Yay, I'm beautiful. Yay, men desire me. Like, no, there's more than that. And this next level of female expression, in my opinion, are moving into the throat chakra and owning it. And this is why in my Embody method, we go through the throat chakra, and it's the only chakra that we spend 3 weeks on. Every other chakra we spend 1 week on. And it's like, that says a lot, right? And when I built the program, I only gave it 2 weeks. And when I ran it the first time, I built a whole another weekend at the throat chakra. So this is speaking to it, right? And in owning that voice and the power, it feels really whole, and the new way of leadership, that I believe the old way of leadership really was more about the solar plexus and the power and the ego, and that's that masculine paradigm, and we are being asked to move above the heart. Like, women are in the heart. We've got this. We've got the heart. We got to move it up. We got to move it up and out through our throat chakra and really get out there and speak our message. Oh my gosh, I am like feeling this so hardcore right now. Are you guys feeling this? Because I have chills through my entire body. It feels like such truth, and there is so much evidence, all of the evidence that you need to put it out there in a bolder, more powerful, authentically you, a bold, powerful, and authentically you way. Isn't it what's being called of you? Isn't it? I know it is for me, and I feel really honored to be in this. Like, I feel so honored to have a place and to feel like I know what my place is and what that mission is. I feel like it's so important to find the mission. Like, you know how they say, stay in your lane? You know, everyone always says that, like, stay in your lane in marketing, stay in your lane in your niche. Well, I feel like the whole everything that we all need to be focusing on is finding your lane, getting in your lane, staying in your lane. And that's like alignment. It's truly alignment. And we need to find that deep alignment. I found that deep alignment when I was 41. And so no matter what age you are, whether you're older or younger, that's when I've really been stepped into it. It took 3 marriages. Like, it took 2 failed marriages by the time I was 30, and being a young single mother, and finding my love like at 35 and having another baby. I needed to do all of that. That's what I needed to do before I was ready. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter what I needed to do or how long it took me, because I'm here. And that is the same for you. It does not matter how long it takes or what kind of windy road you take or where you think you are or where you're judging yourself. None of that matters, because it's divine timing, and you know. And when you feel the call, you answer, period. And you're answering a million calls. I feel like we all get so caught up in this, like, oh, I feel a different call, so now I need to go answer it. But you have multiple phones up to your ear and one in your hands, and children and relationships to shuffle, and then all of a sudden it's just chaos, right? But that's because that's not the time. It's just so important to preach. Yes, Renee. It's so important to recognize what call you're on and like hang up the fucking phone. If you don't want to be in it, hang up the phone and move forward. But we as women really need to get better at honoring where we are. And being truly okay, because so many women, I feel, have this anxiety around having to find their purpose, and I think I'm there and I'm not there, and where am I, and oh my God. And yeah, I get it. It feels that way, but we need the practices. We need the support. You can't do this alone. You cannot do this with the old mindset, with the old practices, with the old habits, with the old beliefs. None of this can be done with the old way. So the whole process is adapting to the new way, upgrading the operating system. And that gives us a roadmap. We don't have to figure out what the next step is or what the call is or what the purpose is. We need to own where we are and then recognize that the next step is being laid out, and guaranteed it is up. Guaranteed it is up, because you are rising, and that is the process. And when we really sink into that, abundance will come, money will come, because you're in leadership the whole time. When you're in leadership through your growth and through your rise, the women who are, rising a few steps behind you, they need you. And this is what I'm just hearing so powerfully is there is no reason not to cash in on your magic now. You have to. You need to, so that you can support the creativity and the flow and your divine connection and your voice and your story getting out into the world. Period. It's done. That is what needs to happen. And so if that's not happening, then share more. Share more of your authentic story where you are. Be more bold in it. Accept it more yourself, because then when you get in front of people who need to accept it, then they recognize that acceptance in you. And then they're like, oh my gosh, will you mentor me? I mean, the mentorship lifestyle is so powerful in this day and age. And a lot of people want to do it. A lot of people want to do it. And that means that we need to be more powerful and authentic than we ever have allowed ourselves to be before. More than we've ever allowed ourselves to be before. And when we do that, that is it. That's all you need to do, because thank goodness we're not in this alone, and the universe is vibrating. It's vibrating, and you're vibrating, and it's a match. What do you want the match to be? And so that's it, right? But I think a lot of manifestation teachers, let me know if you agree with this, simplify it and say oh, no, that's really it. No, that's not really it. It's that simple. But there's a lot of complexities in our life. There's a lot of different feelings that come up. There's a lot of dreams. There's a lot of different layers and levels of our own sensitivity. And all of that plays into it. All of it. And so instead of just oh, this is what I want, I feel like that's so masculine too. The way that manifesting has been being taught is really masculine. And there's a place for it. And it is that simple. But then we need to adapt it. We need to embody it. We need to make it our own. We need to imprint it into the blueprint that we are here to live out, because it is individual to you. Your soul blueprint is not going to be expressed in the exact same way as someone else. Obviously, you know this. But that's down to how you co-create and how you lead and all of it. So you guys, Whitney, I'm loving this message. Yay, Whitney, I love you. You guys, Whitney did the first round of Embody. And Whitney, can I just give you a shout out? Can we just give Whitney a shout out for a moment here? Let me cross my legs. Okay, Whitney, you are so incredible, because you have come from some shit. You have gone through some shit. You have overcome some shit. You are determined to lead and rise, and you are not afraid. We want you on the front line. Okay, I would pick you to be on my team, because you are a powerhouse badass who is going to go for it, and who has the evidence in your life that you can fucking get through anything. And therefore you got to own all the power. And I think that that's probably the scariest thing, because you're so powerful. And you know this, and I relate to this, because I have a lot of the same stuff that comes up. Can we really be all of us? Can we really be that powerful? Fuck yes, you can really be this powerful. You really can, and we need you to be, but it is scary as shit, and that is the place to look at. Okay, now I'm just coaching you, Whitney, but let me get on to how fabulous you are. You are so good with your words. Your posts are beautiful. And as you deepen your relationship with the trust you have in your own power, the people will be even more magnified towards you, because they want that. They want all of you, and they are waiting there for you. They're waiting for you to fully own all of it. And so you're in practice mode right now. Just remember that you're practicing, and I'm so proud of you, because you are brave beyond belief, and the work we've done in Embody and in Momentum has set up such a beautiful foundation. And you have to remember there's gaps. The foundation is built, which means when it comes in, you're not going to sabotage it. You're going to be able to handle it. You're going to be able to recognize what it is, right? The emotional mastery. And therefore now it's time for the universe. Now it's time for the universe to answer your call, and for you to really be ready to receive it. So just keep going. I love you so much. Yay. So good. Okay, you guys, I have a couple announcements, and then I'm going to hop off. I have so many things happening right now. New things happening. Let me see. What am I going to talk about? Storytelling. I'm really excited about impactful storytelling. I'm doing an online workshop and an in-person workshop, and I'm going to take you through my 6-phase framework to telling your story, to identifying what stories are valuable to the core message, and how to really work with a shifting core message and how to identify yours, and then how to tie it into any talk, whether it be on social media, on a video, whether it be on your website, at a live workshop, on a podcast, in Facebook posts, all the places that we need to tell our story. This beautiful framework will work for you every single time. It's literally like a plug and play. It's like a plug and play. And honey, I do not make very many plug and plays. I was quite happy when this came through because I was like, it is a motherfucking plug and play. I never get these. I always get these like elaborate, you got to do practices, you got to breathe the essential oils, and no, it is literally a plug and play. Okay, did I say that a million times? Whitney says I love you, and you better come. Okay, you better come, because when God gives me a plug and play, we all got to play. It's time to play. We need to share this, spread this. It will help you. It will help your business. It will help everything about growing an audience and being of highest service. So good. Okay, so there's that. That can be found at the cover photo of my personal page and my business page, and just click it, and then there's the links for you. Oh my God, so organized. I love it. And then one other really cool thing I'm going to start doing is, no, I'm not gonna. Am I gonna? I'm not gonna. Okay. I have 2 other things coming up and out, but like, it's a lot to like process, and I got to ground in and really get in touch with the why. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll announce those things. Thank you guys for being here. Loved hanging and just chilling on the grass. My arm is probably not even working anymore. My shirt still says love. Everything is intact. And if this resonated with you and you found value, feel free to share out these shenanigans. Okay, love you guys.